You've probably had milk today, maybe in your coffee, maybe poured over cereal. It felt normal, safe, white, mild, harmless. But right now, somewhere out on the Arctic ice, a mother is making a milk so extreme it could put a grown adult in the hospital. Not because it's poison, because it's too much food hitting your body all at once. You'd think milk is milk, same stuff, different animal, different label. That is not even close to true. Scientists have a name for the most extreme version of it: hooded seal milk. And once you understand why a predator's milk could actually hurt you, you will never look at the carton in your fridge the same way again. Stick around because the last part of this isn't really about seals. It's about why your body looks the way it does. Let's start with the number that stopped researchers in their tracks. In 1988, biologists Olav Oftedal, Daryl Bowness, and Don Bowen pulled milk samples from hooded seals on the ice off Labrador. What they found was the richest milk ever recorded in a mammal. Over 60% fat, 70% solid matter, almost 6 calories packed into every single gram. For comparison, human breast milk sits at around 4% fat. That's not a small gap, that's 15 times richer. So why would a mother's body do that to itself? Here's what's fascinating. A hooded seal pup is born on drifting sea ice in freezing wind with almost no time to grow up slowly. It has exactly 4 days. In 4 days, that pup needs to roughly double its body weight, mostly in blubber, because blubber is the only thing standing between it and hypothermia. There's no time for gentle, gradual nursing. The mother has to deliver an entire winter coat of fat in 96 hours, then leave. So her body does the only thing that works. It turns her milk into something closer to whipped fat than to what you'd call a drink. But that's only half the story, because it's not just seals. Back in 2013, biologist Amy Skibiel and her team compared milk across dozens of mammal species and found a pattern. The more meat an animal eats, the richer its milk tends to be. Carnivores across the board produce milk higher in fat, higher in protein, higher in raw energy than plant eaters do. It makes sense if you think about it. Meat is already a dense, high-energy food. A predator's body just channels that density straight into her milk. Herbivores, eating grass and leaves, can't do the same. Their milk stays thinner, more diluted, because that's all their raw materials allow. So what would happen if you actually drank a glass of it? Imagine you're standing there with a cup of hooded seal milk. It doesn't even look like milk. It's thick, almost custard-like, more like liquid butter than anything from a carton. You drink it anyway. Within the hour, your gut is in trouble. Your body isn't built to process that much fat that fast. Your pancreas has to flood your system with enzymes just to keep up. Your gallbladder gets slammed. Most of that fat won't even get absorbed. It'll pass straight through you, and what follows is not subtle. Severe cramping, diarrhea. In real cases of humans overloading on extremely high-fat foods, the same organs that seals use effortlessly can become inflamed and painful in us. Your body simply was never designed to run on a fuel that concentrated. Here's the part almost nobody expects, though. You'd think the danger is sugar, or some toxin or bacteria. It's not. Hooded seal milk actually has almost no sugar in it at all. Less than 1% lactose compared to around 7% in human milk. The seal pup doesn't need sugar for quick energy. It needs raw material for blubber right now. So evolution stripped out almost everything except fat and protein. The milk isn't dangerous because of what's hidden inside it. It's dangerous because of how much of the good stuff is crammed in. And it's not only the extreme cold water predators. Researchers studying polar bear milk found something similar decades earlier. Milk loaded with fat to fuel cubs born in the pitch black of a winter den, growing from the size of a rat to many times that before they ever see daylight. Different predator, different environment, same underlying trick. When the window to grow is short and the stakes are survival, milk stops being gentle. It becomes almost a weapon aimed at growth. But here's the twist most people never think about. Even if your gut could somehow handle it, you still couldn't just go get a glass. Try to imagine actually milking a hooded seal. She weighs several hundred pounds. She is one of the most aggressive mothers in the animal kingdom during those 4 days because she has exactly one job and no patience for interruptions. There is no domesticated version of her. No farm, no herd, no gentle routine built up over 10,000 years the way we did with cows and goats. Humans have never tamed a predator for its milk, and there's a reason for that too. So what did we tame instead? Cows, goats, sheep, grazing animals, calm, herd-based, willing to be led and milked twice a day without a fight. Which means the very structure of the modern dairy aisle, the stuff you drink without a second thought, exists specifically because it came from animals with docile, low-stakes, plant-eating lives. You've never had a choice to drink predator milk even if you wanted to, because nothing that produces it would ever let you close enough to try. Now compare that to your own body, because this is where it gets personal. Biologists sort mammals into rough parenting styles based on their milk. Some mothers, like seals, are cache feeders. They stash the baby somewhere and come back every so often with an incredibly rich, fast-acting meal. Others are what researchers call carry mammals. The mother keeps the baby with her constantly and feeds it small amounts, often around the clock. Humans are carry mammals, and human milk reflects that choice completely. It's one of the lowest fat, lowest protein milks of any mammal on Earth. Watery compared to a seal. Almost embarrassingly mild. That's not a flaw, it's a strategy. Because you weren't built to double your weight in 4 days on an ice floe, you were built to be held, fed a little, often for months, sometimes years, while an adult stayed close enough to protect you the whole time. Your slow, diluted, low-fat milk is the price of a completely different survival plan. Not raw speed, attachment, closeness, time. So the next time you pour a glass of milk, that thin, mild liquid isn't a weaker version of nature's best effort. It's evidence of a trade your species made a long time ago. Seals traded closeness for speed because the ice doesn't wait. Humans traded speed for closeness because our real advantage was never how fast we could grow. It was how long someone was willing to stay near us while we did. The mother on the ice gets 4 days to finish the job and let go. You got years. And most of us never stop to notice what that actually cost and what it actually bought us.